Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another unboxing video for you. Today we have an Emerson. Yes, I've never reviewed an actual Emerson on this channel before. I've reviewed some of the Kershaw Emersons, but never a real one. I did previously own one though, and it's going to get into a bit of a story. So if you're one of these people who gets upset because they're like, it's 2.5 minutes in, he hasn't opened the box yet, there's a magic little slider bar down below. You can skip ahead. But this does require a bit of a story because a lot of you guys ask why I don't review Emersons, why I've never had an Emerson on the channel. Well, here goes. In late 2015 sometime, I did purchase an Emerson as well before I started the channel. I got a Rangemaster Bowie. I actually had to go look up and make sure that I had it right. Let me look again to make sure. A Rangemaster Sheepdog Bowie is what I had. And I was not impressed. I didn't know a whole lot about knives at the time. I think I had my Manix 2 lightweight and a couple other little ones, and I just didn't care for it a bit. The action was not great. Some of the quality issues, it just didn't seem that well built for at the time. I believe it was like a little over $200. I think they still make that model. I think it's like $220 now or something like that. But it didn't blow me away at all. And it's one of the only knives that I ever returned. Actually, I think the only knife I've ever returned. And I kind of felt bad about it. Nowadays, I would not have done that. I would have sent it back to Emerson and had them fix the action on it and stuff. And I probably would have been perfectly happy with it. But at that time, I was a noob. I didn't know any better. Now I get kind of mad when people do that. If you buy something and you just don't like it and there's nothing really wrong with it and you make no effort to fix it and you just send it back and dump it on the retailer, I don't think that's nice. But that's what I did back then. And ever since then, just kind of a bad taste in my mouth for the Emersons. I got one of the Kershaw Emersons. I thought, wow, this is nicer than my actual Emerson used to be. And that was kind of the mindset I was in. But you guys have been bugging me and saying, no. Emersons are better now. They're much better than they used to be. You need to get a newer one. So I did. So as the title says, I got an Emerson Appalchian. I chose this model because it does have the same kind of Bowie style blade that my old Rangemaster had. So it reminded me of my old one. I did like the blade on the Rangemaster, so I just thought of the Sheepdog Bowie. So I thought I'd give it another shot. So I'm doing this, and right now, obviously, a lot of you guys are wanting to see more USA-made stuff. I've been getting a lot of pressure on that. I'm not going to stop reviewing Chinese stuff, but I am trying to do a bit more American stuff. I've already talked about that at length. I'm not going to do it again here, but I didn't want all that rant to be in the actual review of this knife. So I'm doing an unboxing to get that rant out of the way, and just my first impressions, if I think this is better than my old one was. Box has made in the USA, #1 hard-used knives in the world. Inspirational quote from Ernie. All right, let's get this sucker open. So we're 3 minutes in, so the people are really going to complain that like to complain it takes me too long to open a box and an unboxing. You can skip ahead. I don't care. It's fine. What we got in here? The knife, of course. Yeah, pretty cool sticker. I do like this sticker a lot. Some literature. Famous in the worst places. I do like that a lot from Emerson's slogan. That's pretty funny. Yeah, it talks about all the different blade shapes. Oh, how to use the wave feature, which we're not going to show that on camera today. We will. Liner lock versus frame lock, opening mechanisms, all that kind of usual stuff, coatings, blah, blah. Just informational stuff. All right, let's get to the knife. Set that aside, and here we go. It is odd looking closed, but I knew that from pictures. It is kind of an odd looking thing when it's closed. It's not, no, it's not good looking. I was going to say it's not unattractive, but it is kind of unattractive, but that's fine. That's not what these things are about. It is not at all deep carry. I knew that coming in. This one, by the way, goes for, let me see what the price was, $238.50 basically is what these go for. $240 as near as not matter. And still has that same super grippy G10. Didn't expect that to be any different. That's another thing I did not like about my old one. I thought it was a bit too grippy. But since then, now I know things. I know how to get around that and make it not be quite as much of a pocket destroyer. We'll talk about that in a minute because I have another one sitting here that I've already done that to. Not as big as I was expecting. It is a 3.9-inch blade, supposedly, 3.875. So we'll verify that in a moment. But let's get to the action. It's not horribly heavy. It's supposed to be right around 5 ounces. Fire this sucker open first time. I do like the thumb disc. I always liked that about my old one even. Okay, that is already infinitely better. These do run on, what do they call it? Nyla something? Nylatron, something like that. I can't remember what they call it. I think I have it open here in a note somewhere. Yeah, Nylatron. I was right. I thought I was making up a silly word, but no, that is actually what it is. Yeah, Nylatron bushings, but it does fire out. Ooh, a little bit of lock stick. Not egregious, but a little bit. Yeah, I think if I could take that apart, that'll probably go away. Yeah, you can hear it though. Yeah, that's not awesome. It's not like it makes it harder to push, but it does make quite a significant noise. Ergos are excellent. Ergos are really, really good. It does have a chisel bevel, but it is a V grind with a chisel bevel, I think is how they word it. I'm going to have to learn about how to sharpen a chisel. I assume you just do one side of it, but I have an adjustable angle system, so that won't be a problem. 154 cm steel. Wow, it feels wicked sharp at the box. Don't check sharpness that way, guys. Do as I say, not as I do. But yeah, ergos are excellent. I remember my Rangemaster, the ergos were really, really good too. It is one nice thing about non-deep carry clips. The farther down they attach, it does make the ergos a little bit better. Just makes it not sit in the pocket as well. But if you're carrying Emerson around, you're probably not trying to hide that fact. That's why I also don't care that it says Emerson in big old letters on it. This is not a knife for the shy. Quite a bit of billboarding on the blade, but I don't really mind that. I don't get as upset about that as some people do. I don't know what the 0193 means. I don't know if that's the model number or serial number. I think it's the model number. You can remove the thumb disc to sharpen it, and it looks like sharpening is not going to be difficult because it has an excellent sharpening choil on it. I do like that a lot. The action is definitely much better, other than that lock stick. But my old one had worse lock stick than that. So that is even a bit improved. Yeah, quality-wise, it does feel better. It does feel better than my old one. It's been 5 years later, so that makes sense. On the inside, a lot of milling marks on the liners. But you know what? They're pretty uniform. I'm going to wait until I get it apart before I make a judgment on that and say it's bad quality or it's just intentional. I don't really know. It almost looks intentional because they're very uniform. I guess I'm just more used to seeing them in, more smooth, but it actually doesn't look that bad. I'm going to wait till I get it apart to make a judgment on that. Yeah, the only quality thing I'm noticing initially is just has some lock stick. In that G10, that rough G10, that I'm not in love with it, but that's their jam. So I'm not going to complain too much about it. What I'm probably going to do to it is the same thing I do on, I happen to have it right here because I'm rearranging my knife case today. So because I got another one today. So I happen to have a lot of stuff out. This is my Recon 1 Tanto. Yes, I did get a Recon 1 back from Cold Steel. They have very rough G10 too. Not as bad as this, but very rough G10. What I did is, and you can see because I slightly screwed it up. You just slide some tape in there, tape everything off. Nice couple layers of, I use a couple layers of masking tape, which obviously I probably should use one more. You just get that little square where the pocket clip lands, and then I use the Dremel. Sandpaper is probably smarter. And then just sand it down so you have a smooth spot so that where the pocket clip lands, it's smooth. I'm probably going to do the exact same thing to this. This is right hand only, so I don't have to worry about that because I am right-handed, but yeah, these are right hand only. This is intended to be more of a hunting knife, but it still has all the usual Emerson tactical features. The wave, of course, you can pull out of your pocket. It just quickly deploys. I'm not going to be able to demonstrate that on camera. I've tried to do it before with Yield Wranglers and Emersons, and it never works. So on the Kershaw Emersons, I've tried it. It never works unless it's actually in your pocket, but I'll include a little clip of that when I do the full review of this. I do really like the ergos. It is wicked sharp. Let's grab some paper here. So, oh my. Yeah. That is sharp for days. No issues there at all. So, yeah. First impressions are, yeah, it's definitely better. And the price hasn't gone up that much over the years. This is what, yeah, $240 instead of, I'm sorry, it was, yeah, oh, I have the wrong one up here. It's, hold on, let me find the right one. I had multiple Emerson notes open to reference. So let me look and make sure I have the right one. Live TV, everybody. Yeah, 230. So I was pretty close. Yeah, 230. So not too bad. And I'm going to do some specs here and some size comparisons. Then I'll get you guys out of here because I'm going to do a full review of this, but I'm going to take my time with it. This isn't one that I'm going to do in just a fefew days, even though I'm stuck at home and I probably could. I really want to spend some proper time with this. So you do have an overall length of 8.625 inches, blade length of 3.75 inches, blade thickness very thin at 0.125. That is one thing I like about Emerson's. They don't usually, even though they're hard use knives, a lot of them don't have really big, thick, ridiculous blades. Handle thickness of 0.6 inches and a weight of, their claim is 5.5 ounces, but that is something that we can check. So we shall. I'm not going to do thickness behind the edge because I'm not even really sure how to measure that on a chisel grind. So I got 5.29. They say 5.5, so a little bit lighter, so not too bad. Yeah, a couple size comparisons, I guess, since I already had it out. This is a Cold Steel Recon 1 Tanto. So it's a little bit smaller than that. And it's here, this Chris Reeve Sebenza. Here we go. So yeah, now I'm seeing in those stats too, might explain the lock stick a little bit. These are titanium liners. So yeah, titanium does have a tendency to get lock stick more often than stainless does. Yeah, I think if I clean that off, it'll probably go away, I hope. I bet there's just some schmutz on there. But yeah, I did not know it was titanium. Honestly, this is a 2019, a new for 2019 model, and I just wanted a new Emerson because you guys told me to review some of the new ones, so I did. I went and got one. Thank you, Patreon supporters. That's how I got that, how I was able to afford to take a chance on this. There's a link down below to my Patreon page. You guys were very generous this past month, and I actually got to take a chance on a couple of knives. So you'll see another one coming up in a few days that I'll probably do an unboxing on as well. So, yeah, not sure if this is going to be a keeper or not, but it is one I'm going to give a lot more time to. I want to give Emerson a fair shot. I don't feel like I did before. I didn't have a channel at the time, so I didn't have anything to think about, so I just sent it back. But, yeah, pretty cool. I do like it a lot more than the old one. I'm not sure it's going to be my jam, but that's fine. Not everything has to be my style, you know? That's completely fine. I just want to see if it's better quality and better action and all that stuff than my old one was. So, yeah, I'm liking this a whole lot. Looking forward to taking it apart. All I use is, you know, Phillips and flatheads and all that. So other than the lock stick, yeah, it is a lot better. I'm not going to complain about the G10 because that's just, I knew that going in. That's what you get with Emerson. You get pocket destroying G10. That's just how it is. So, yeah, we'll have the full-on review, how it carries, all that stuff, how it, more details about the action and the blade and all that. I'll try and figure out proper terminology for this, for how they do this. They just call it chisel, but it isn't chisel. I think it's a V with a chisel bevel, I think is how they say it. But I do like that blade shape. The blade shape looks wicked. And I do really like that. So designed to be a hunting knife, but it still has all those tactical Emerson features. So keep an eye out for the full review on this. Probably going to be a couple, 3 weeks. I really do want to take some time with this. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've been Brian. Have a good one.